everybody, and welcome back to Flog Plays Sims 4. That's right. I am finally going to be building the house. So once again, like last time, you're probably going to see a little bit of a montage of me building the house, and then after that, I'm going to probably be building some other Sims based on people who want to be part of our Sims verse. So remember, if you want to be part of our Sims verse, I've still got about, I think, 2 slots open, 2 or 1 slots open, so just contact me and I'll tell you if we can add you into the world or not. And then what I'll do is I'll probably do bi-weekly episodes to give a little update as to what's been going on. And basically anytime that I play the game, I'll record so that way if something happens to your sim, I'll be able to report it in the next episode. So like if you burn to death in a fire, I'll be able to be like, well, here is you burning to death in a fire. Good game. Good game. But anyway, let's go ahead and build this. Now, like I said, this is probably just going to be a montage of me building. And then I will show you how everything works out, and then we'll do, like I said, bi-weekly episodes and everything else. Look at me out here. I think I'm like taking out the trash or something, while Matt and Digeling are inside of the empty house that I still have yet to build. So here we go. Let's do this thing. Alright, so the first agenda on the build itself was to pick out a flooring, and so I wanted to go with hardwood. So I went with kind of a middle range mahogany, because the mahogany looked the best in my opinion for what it was, and I didn't want carpeting. I wanted hardwood floors because it's not only easier to maintain, but it looks nicer too when you're entering a house. I don't know if you've ever been inside a house. I always like hardwood a little bit more. But after we got the flooring down, I went ahead and I started to build the bathroom. Now the bathroom started off with a rug, and then I continued on with a shower/tub mix, and then a toilet. And then I, of course, installed some sinks or a sink and some other things as well, because as much fun as it is to go into a bathroom and just pee on the floor, I'd rather have all the things that we need in there. So after a little while, it took me some time to figure out what kind of lighting I wanted in the bathroom. I mean, I obviously had the vanity lighting correct and everything, but I just wanted a proper light in the middle of the room so that way we could light it up. So I kind of went with a child ceiling light, which for some reason is just kind of a generic ceiling light, and I was going to put 2 in, but then it didn't work. So then I moved on, and I was trying to figure out how I was going to do the kitchen/dining room, and I was going to have a big open-air kitchen, and then I decided against that, and I went with a closed-off kitchen and a closed-off dining room that led into one another. The kitchen, I don't remember if I tried to measure it out. I think the kitchen is a touch bigger, but I went ahead and had an open-air doorway put in instead of a closed door, because I just like that a little bit better. It's easier to move between rooms and everything else, and you don't have to worry about it. I then went on to complete the island in the middle of the kitchen. That took me a little bit of time. I had to flip some stuff around, but I eventually got it, and that was the final result of the island. Now I built some shelves. I got a fridge in there, and I installed a couple of appliances as well as some cabinets. And then I went over here to the other side, and after I put down some stools at our island, because I wanted to basically say well, if we're going to make a quick dinner, we can just sit there at the island and eat it. But then I started to mess around with the counter and everything, because I didn't know where to put the sink or the ovens, and then I decided that we were going to have 2 ovens. And it's mostly because of the fact that I'm going to make Matt a chef, or Matt is a chef, never mind, and he's going to probably want a place to cook that isn't a bunch of crap. So I went ahead and I built him a 2-oven system, and then I installed a sink, and I believe then I started messing with window coverings. Of course, at this point, I probably should have realized I didn't have windows. But of course, I didn't think about that until later. After installing some lighting, I went on to the dining room. Now, as me and Matt are big drinkers, I decided that I was going to install a bar first. I don't know why the bar went first. It was just the first thing that popped up on the screen that I really wanted to do. Then I went ahead and just went with a modest dining room table because of the fact that, I mean, you know, all we do is eat at the dining room table, so it doesn't really matter. And so then I just began to install the light fixtures in the room. Some of the light fixtures are a little off. I might have to go about fixing a couple of things after or before I start recording the bi-weekly episodes and everything. But I just wanted to get the rooms done as quick as possible so that I could start doing those episodes and start building the other Sims that you guys have desperately wanted me to continue to build. Also, I went ahead and installed some stools, obviously, at the bar because we need stools to be able to sit on. And I put some ferns, I believe, in. Just a couple of little plants here and there to make it a little classy, if you know what I mean. Then I put a little beer light thing above the bar because I felt that that was a nice little touch, as well as a cabinet that we could put our fine china in. Now, after I got the kitchen and dining room done, I realized that the living room, well, first of all, I realized I didn't have any friggin' windows in the house. So I went back and I completely redid the outside and the window coverings to match with the windows. Now, the windows are a little off in the final product, but like I said, I'll have to go back and fix that. So then I went ahead and I started on the living room, which was where Matt and Digeeling were basically just standing. So I went ahead and had to work around the two Sims there. I guess I could have probably moved them, but at the same time, I got the space done that I wanted. I installed a TV and a cabinet for all of our video game purposes, as well as some lighting in the house, or in the room. I didn't want it to be too bright because you don't really want it to be incredibly bright in your like entertainment room because of the fact that you don't want a lot of glare on your TV anyway. Then I went ahead and I started to put the table down and I put another chair in so that, you know, we all don't have to huddle up on the couch together, even though our Sims probably will do that because for some reason Sims like to do that. Aside from that, I put a table near where the doorway was going to go so that we could put our keys, miscellaneous stuff there by the door, the mail, whenever we get it. And put some rugs down, and then I put a audio system down. I might move that, I might shift it onto something else, but it was good where it was. I then moved up to the second floor because I decided that this has to be a two-floor house because of the fact that the first floor didn't have any bedrooms. So I went ahead and I started to build the outline for where I wanted the bedrooms, and there's going to be a computer room, and there's also going to be an art room for Digeeling because she is a painter, so I knew that her Sim would want that. Also, I kind of screwed up the walls there, as you can see, and then I had to rebuild them, but it's The Sims, so the rebuild literally took about 3 seconds. I wanted a really, really cool, basically, I wanted a really cool balcony that both of the bedrooms, and then there was going to be a random door that would lead out to the balcony in the middle as well. Now, after deleting the floor about 7 times, I went ahead and got that balcony done. And then I decided to start on the bedrooms. Now, the bedrooms started with mine and Digeeling's room, which, well, I put the beds down in both rooms first, because I just decided that the beds were a good place to start. So I then started fiddling around with where the door location should be, and I realized that one room was way bigger than the other. So I went ahead and I evened out the fact that I believe I wanted to count 7, and so I counted 7 squares for each one. And then I kind of screwed up the placement of the doors as well, but I fixed the problem with the doors at a later point so that way the doors open on the sides instead of the front there. And so you have a little walkway in the middle. So after I tried to fiddle with the doors a little bit, I realized I needed doors out to the balcony, and so I went ahead and installed 3 doors, one in the middle area and one on each bedroom, which means that you can wake up in the morning in our house and immediately walk out onto the balcony and enjoy the nice, crisp morning air. in the Sims world. And then I began to install some lighting, because as much fun as it is to be completely dark in a bedroom, I would rather have a little bit of light. So I first installed a main light, and then the wall sconces came next, and then I installed a mirror backward, because I am stupid and didn't realize that the mirror was facing the wall. I did go back and fix that later when I realized, holy crap, I put the mirror backwards. So I realized that me and Darjeeling probably should have separate armoires. So I went ahead and I did that, and so we have two now in there. Now I moved on, and I moved on to Matt's room. Matt's room is the same size as ours, and so I didn't want to give him a bunch of crap. I wanted to basically install the same kind of lighting, and then I realized that the hall and the hall between the rooms is actually really dark as well, so I went ahead and installed lighting there. But I wanted to give him basically the same stuff that we had, maybe just a little bit different because to suit his style and everything. But I did give him basically the same awesome stuff that we have. And then I installed a clock in both rooms as well. I probably should install more clocks around the house, but I didn't think about it right then. Then I installed window coverings without the windows again, because I'm a goon, and that's the way I do things. Then I moved on to the computer room, which I would like to call the most important room in the house, if you know what I'm talking about, because I wanted to be an entertainer in the thing, so I'm an amateur entertainer, but I think the first skill that my sim learned was playing video games, so I decided that I would make a computer room so that we could do just that. I basically made every computer completely identical so that neither one of us would have a better computer than the other. I also made all the desks identical as well. I installed a little bit of a rug in all the rooms because I realized that the floors were a little bare in all the rooms upstairs, so I went ahead and installed a rug in each room. And then I went ahead and did the lighting, and I installed a table and some other stuff as well, but you guys won't see that. I went ahead and put the easel over where I was going to put Darjeeling's art room, and then after I got the computer room done, I immediately went over and I turned that room into Darjeeling's art room. I included some bookshelves, and I wanted a rug that would reflect the artistry of what Darjeeling would be doing, and so I placed down a pretty nice looking rug that she might be able to draw inspiration from. Who knows? But I did install a work desk there so that she could draft some of her stuff if she wanted to, and there are easels there in the corner as well. And then I went ahead and I began to install the lighting around the entire upper floor. Now, I also had to go back and install the windows, obviously, and so I went ahead and did that as well. And like I said, the windows are a little off kilter, so I'll probably have to go and fix them later, but I will do that off camera so that I don't bore you guys. I then went ahead and went outside, where I started to realize that I had made the yard incredibly tiny, but I went ahead and I started working on our porch, which is going to contain 2 chairs, and then all of a sudden I realized I didn't have a backyard. I then yelled at myself for about 10 minutes because I realized I can't do anything with a backyard, but then I realized, who needs a backyard when your house is friggin-enormous? So I went ahead and I just went ahead back to the front of the house, and I was going to put a picket fence there, and I realized that that would make the yard even smaller. And so after failing once or twice, I was like, yeah, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to make it kind of an open front yard area. And I put a gigantic cherry tree there because I love cherry trees, and I don't care if it looks crazy. Also, I installed some planter boxes just in case we want to plant some stuff. And then I immediately found sunflowers, and I know Darjeeling loves sunflowers, and so I lined the front of the house to a point with sunflowers so that she would be happy with those awesome sunflowers that are in the game. Alright, then I basically zoomed out a little bit and I started to look around to see what I could do, and I moved the tree around a bit because you can do that in real life. If you don't like the placement of your tree, you can just pick your tree up and move it around. Kids, go lift some trees. Anyway, I then went ahead and realized that I'm retarded and I don't understand how to put a roof on, and so I tried to put the roof on the friggin' balcony before I realized I had to build another level and then build the roof. Alright, so as I started to build the roof, I realized that, holy crap, I just made the biggest steeple of all time, and instead I went ahead and lowered that down a bit and made the house look a little bit more presentable. And as I went ahead and did that, I went ahead and then put the siding on the house. And after the siding, it was pretty much just the fringes and everything that I wanted to put on, just the final touches of the outside of the house before I finally finished up the house. And so the final ending product will be the last couple minutes of this, and I can shut up and let myself take over once more after I do that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little montage. So I'm going to pass it on over to myself now so that myself can explain the end. Alright, and finally we have our house. It is a rather large house, but I had a lot of money because I had been playing this game for quite some time, and I had just basically been waiting. And I had built a very, very basic house, and then I destroyed it right before I recorded this. So I had a lot of money saved up and everything. So I also wanted to just build something really, really cool looking. And I think I did the best job that I possibly could for right now. So basically, I'm going to go on a little tour of the house, a little tour. So you got the roof here, which is just the roof. But then on the inside here, I have, this is going to be our kind of like playroom. It's got our computers and stuff in it. It's got a game table and chairs and everything, and that's going to be our game room. This is going to be Darjeeling's art room, since I'm going to make her kind of an artist. So I know that she's going to need a art room at some point. And so I just went ahead and built her one of those. I got both of our bedrooms right here. This is Matt's room, this is our room, and that also leads out onto the balcony here. I love the idea of having a balcony, and so I wanted one, and so I built one. Okay, so there you go. Alright, now to the lower floor, we have the main living room, which I'll probably add some more stuff to. This is just kind of a basic thing right now. Aside from that, we've got the bathroom down here. We've got the kitchen, or the dining room right here, complete with a awesome looking bar and cool looking bar thingy that I found, the little sign. Then aside from that, we have an amazing looking kitchen because I'm going to make Matt a chef because he loves food, and so I figured, you know what, why not? Other than that, I decorated the front of the house with some sunflowers, and I've got some planting boxes right here in case we want to plant something. I also put a giant cherry tree here. If it is kind of a bit of a problem, I'll probably just go ahead and remove it. Aside from that, it looks like our house is pretty much done. So this is going to be the Smith household here on the street. So now we'll just be able to play the game, and I'll be doing, like I said, probably bi-weekly episodes so that you guys can see what's going on, because I'll be playing a lot of this game. I've been playing a lot of this game, and I want to continue, so I will continue playing this game, and you guys will get to see the outcome of everything that's happening. So we will see you guys in another video. Remember to click that like button, comment, and subscribe. And also check out our fundraiser for the Brain and Behavior Research Foundation. We are going to have the designs for the t-shirts up very soon, so just be ready for that, and we will see you guys in another video. Goodbye, everybody! Thank you very much for watching that video. Click in the upper left to subscribe, and then check out Unturned. I need pants. I don't have any pants. Check us out on Google Plus and Twitter for all the new updates for the channel, and then check out Five Nights at Freddy's. Also, make sure you click on the Brain and Behavior logo there so you can check out the charity drive that we're doing for them right now. Also, thank you very much, and goodbye, everyone.